Welcome to the Author's Corner with H.D. Campbell. Each show is filled with news, reviews, interviews, and expert advice from the industry. All for you, the author. And now, here's our host, H.D. Campbell.
Hi, welcome to the Author's Corner with H.D. Campbell. As always, I'm your host, H.D. Campbell. Today I'm kind of rocking a beard because I've been running around. You'll see me clean shaven next episode. But I wanted to give you two very powerful interviews, one of which is a brand new author with a lot of fire, and the other one is a veteran author who's actually going to be doing some work for the Author's Corner. One is LaVon Barber. She is a wonderful talent, and she has some surprises coming at you next. The next one is Toney Rhymes. She's new, but don't count her out. Along with Diamond Cut Productions, she is going to do a lot of things in this industry. So when we come back, we'll start with LaVon Barber.
Have you experienced the Bruce Williams series of books, How to Lose a Black Woman and Geraldine? Experience Bruce Williams' journey, true love, and possible missteps along the way through his eyes, his poetry, and prayers. Then, meet Geraldine, whose own search for love makes some quite interesting and possibly dangerous turns. When she gets involved in a love triangle, she must find out within herself whom she wants to be with and whom she needs to be with. With special appearances by Bruce Williams, Geraldine and her friends help you experience her journey. Try How to Lose a Black Woman and Geraldine at your local bookstore, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or on your Nook and Kindle tablet.
Welcome back to the show. It's been almost 10 years since we started our first episode of the Author's Corner. With that, along with H.D. Campbell Productions, have brought a lot of amazing talent to you, and today will be no different. Our next author will be LaVon Barber. LaVon Barber is a veteran in this industry. She knows a lot about the industry. She's done so much for both the industry and will be bringing a lot in for the Author's Corner, as you'll see later today. But first, I have a lost interview with her. Here it is.
I first started writing when I was 9. I went to a school of the arts, and so, of course, they really promoted writing and music and things of that nature. So the teacher that I had at that time, she read one of the short stories that I used to write. I would always write short stories and plays and use myself and my friends as the characters. So when she read one of my short stories, she actually encouraged me to keep writing. So all throughout elementary, I did a little bit in high school, but by the time I was in college, not so much. The opportunity presented itself for me to actually collaborate on a project with Raven Sky. I won a contest in Fun for the Mental. It used to be one of the hottest book clubs on Facebook, but they no longer have their book club. So when I won that opportunity to do that, that actually kind of like relit the fire in me. So from there, I just started back working on a book that I had already previously wrote, but I never did anything with it. So I went back and revamped it, and came across a publisher that really wanted it, so we released it the following year.
Wonderful, wonderful. And tell me about that project.
That project is titled Girlfriends. It is about three male friends. Two of them live their lives as women. So it gives a dynamic of what life is like for them. I actually got the idea for that book from someone that I used to work with. So when he would tell me his stories about how his life was in terms of coming out and things, and not really wanting to be the way that he was, that like I wanted to give a voice to people like him, because I was certain that he wasn't the only person living like that. So I just gave a voice to them.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now we're gonna fast forward. So now that you've actually published and you got everything good, what transpired from there? What brings you to today?
What brought me to today from there was just wanting to share my voice with the world, wanting to give a voice to people that, might not get a second look. I tend to think of my books as real life intermingled with my imagination. Every story that I have written literally has been about either something that I've experienced personally or something that people I know have experienced. So in my opinion, real life makes the best story. And, right now I'm just at a point where I want to help others who want to give a voice to themselves or to someone like them or someone that they may know. So that's really where I'm at with it these days.
Well, please, now I need you to tell me, describe your writing style.
My writing style is eclectic, I could say. My writing style tells a lot about who I am as a person. I'm a Gemini, so of course, multiple personalities, so they say, or whatever the case may be. But I find that I'm kind of like, I can really get into different situations, and it's almost like I've experienced these things before, so I can, kind of mimic things. But not only that, it's just, it's a journey. I'm definitely a storyteller, if nothing else.
Wonderful, wonderful. So tell me about your projects.
Well, my latest project, Dreams and Nightmares, which I released in August of last year, that book is loosely based off of the relationship between myself and my twin flame who died the year before that. This was a project that he and I actually were going to do together, and in the midst of working on that, he passed. So I gave myself some time to kind of digest all of that before I delved back into the book and did it. So outside of that, I was working on a collaboration with Chris Ringo. I'm not sure if you've heard of him before, but he and I were working on a collaboration up until his unfortunate passing. I actually need to get back to that book. We were 85% done, so I'm going to get back to it soon, and so that I can get that out. I'm also working on a project with Angie Liddell. Her and Chris were actually working on a collaboration as well. And after his passing, she asked me to get on the collaboration with her. So she and I are practically just about finished with that with that project. And then I have like 3 others that I need to complete. I hope to drop at least 4 books this year.
Wow, you got a lot of projects, a lot of collaborations, a lot of everything. How's your hands looking? Because your hands should be smoking right about now.
Yeah, when you don't work, you don't eat. So
I understand that. Project, how has it been well received by your fans?
it has been well received. Actually, again, it's loosely based, so I didn't give too much information, but I gave a lot. So I'm a very private person, so for me to actually give someone a look inside of my life, that was a way of me being transparent, I guess, connecting a little bit more with the readers that I have and the new ones that I've gained since. So it's been received well. I have not had any complaints. It's a certified 5-star read. All my reviews are 5 stars. It's working out. It's good.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now you say you're an independent publisher. You publish yourself. How did you decide to? How and why did you decide to be an independent publisher?
I am not built to work for anyone else. I've always known that. But a situation occurred where it was just time for me to go about my way. And so, I did what I had to do to get this out.
I understand. I truly understand. So my next question is, how can I get to know you? How can I buy your books? Tell me a little bit about you. First, tell me a little about you, the author. Then tell us how we can get to know you and your books.
Okay, well, I am Yvonne, again, from Chicago, 35. I actually moonlight as a life skills instructor for a nonprofit organization. I also own a small business called Essence 831 where I make natural bath and beauty products. Yeah, you can get to know me by following me on my Facebook page or my Instagram. I have Twitter, but I really don't like Twitter, so I don't deal with it as much. But just simply by following me, you get a look and see the good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent, as it pertains to me and my projects. Yeah, on Facebook, my name is Author Levonne, LE''VONNE. On Instagram, it is Ms. Vaughn, MZVONNE.
Okay, I'm switching gears for just a second because I want to talk about issues that I see over the years. And I talk to different authors about it, and you're got your game together, got the independent publishing going. You're very confident in your work. How do you feel about drama in between African American authors?
You said the drama?
Yeah, between African American authors.
I don't like it at all. It's very disheartening. This industry is really jacked up. It's really jacked up. I'm going to be honest. A lot of things that I see, I just can't get with it. I don't like to see it. I think we all should support one another. I think we should all, give people something to look forward to that actually want to come into this industry, because with all the bickering and all the fighting and, this person stole my book, this person stole my cover, like you can't even promote your books effectively before releasing it because you post your cover. Next thing you know, somebody done took your title and your cover.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It's like, it gets really disheartening because it kind of pushes us back so many steps when, we can all collectively do what we have to do to make it. There is enough readers out here for everyone. So the bickering about who's getting money and who's not, anybody with common sense or anyone that is in this industry knows you get out of it what you put into it. Some people make money, some people don't, but there is plenty that you can get from it if everyone just leave the BS alone. Like, it's unnecessary. It takes too much energy. That's taken away from your craft. That's taken away from your business. That's taken away from everything. It shouldn't even matter what somebody else has said or done. Just do what you need to do and push your book.
Absolutely. So that means and as you push along in the industry, you just sort of ignore the BS.
Yeah, I definitely do. I don't get involved in anything that absolutely has nothing to do with me. If it has, no, I look at it, I see it, I keep on moving. I don't get involved in the least bit.
See, I love that. I love that, truly. So you mentioned earlier you was a life skills coach. How does do you ever be in a situation where you have to give writing advice or advice on writing a book or so?
Actually, I have. One of my clients actually, over the years, have expressed wanting to write a book. So, my words are always just start writing. And when I say that, people are like, well, what do you mean just start writing? Just start writing. Whatever you're feeling in your spirit, whatever is on your mind, just write it out. It may look like jumbled words in the beginning, but the more you condition yourself to just write, it will start to come out and it will start to formulate. But, everybody can't do it, obviously, but it really isn't that hard either. So I think it's just something that you have to put your mind into. You definitely have to research if you don't know about the topic that you want to write on, but just do it.
That's next. All right. So, with as much writing advice as you have, and with so much experience have you had, how many stalkers have you had?
Stalkers!
You know we have stalkers.
Are you speaking in general, or are you speaking in the literary industry?
In the literary industry.
In the literary industry, there has been about 3 that I had to block from my page and all social media. Yeah.
Now I truly understand because, like I say, with the type because when I was doing the research with the type of book you have, from what you tell me, your books are pretty popular, and if you write a good book, readers will take it very seriously, and they'll take you very seriously. So it's like, but they'll take it a little bit too seriously.
Oh yeah. Oh, you know what? They're I'm from the old school of die-hard readers first and foremost, where we waited years for a follow-up to a book.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have access to authors like we have now.
Right.
So the dynamic of me being an avid reader from the beginning versus people who probably just started reading, they want everything quickly, not realizing that, okay, some of us do have the luxury of writing all day long. Some of us don't have that luxury.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that luxury. So you cannot force your favorite author to write a book in 5 days and have it out for you to read. Like,
no.
I would rather have great quality over quantity any day. I'm not going to rush anything. If the characters are not speaking to me, they just are not speaking to me. I have people that are asking for a follow-up to Girlfriends, which I keep telling them there will never be a part 2. However, I did come up with a crafty thing that I want to do because I'm going to re-release that book and, just kind of give a prequel for the main characters, all 3 main characters. They'll get their own story. That's as good as it's going to get right there. But this is, almost 4 years in the making. So just be patient. Your favorite author will write, but you can't force it. Like, oftentimes, I stopped reading. Let me just say that. I stopped reading simply because the stories are getting a little out there. You're cutting off people's heads, but you're bringing them back because your readers want these people to come back to life.
Exactly.
There has to be some type of cutoff point. So, yeah, I would really wish that some readers will understand that some stories have to stop. It's okay to do spin-offs, but some stories absolutely have to stop. There should not be 20 books for one story.
Right.
In my opinion.
And they get that confused with book series, which is a lot different. They want to make 20. They want to keep the same story going instead of making different adventures with the. You see what I'm saying? It's a lot different. So yes, I truly understand. So.
Yeah. So they need to let that go. Let these characters be who they are. Let them show up in another book down the line. But at some point, you have to cut it off.
Right. I want to talk to you about one of my favorite things is characterization. How do you handle characterization?
Can you repeat that?
How do you do your characters? How do you handle characterization?
In terms of my writing style or with the development of characters?
The development of characters.
I like to become the character. I often joke that I was supposed to be a male versus a female because I don't consider myself to be as emotional and clingy and things like most females are. So when I write my characters, no matter if they're male or female, again, I try to become that character, but I find myself leaning more toward the development of my male characters. The book that I'm currently working on, just about finished with it. I'm going through and changing up some stuff, and what I started to change was the development of the characters. Like, initially, okay, the book's done, let me go back through it, but as I read through, no, I think this person needs to do this person needs to turn into that. So it kind of, again, it takes the readers on a journey. They feel like they know these characters, they're there with them, and, if you don't allow your characters to grow, your book is really just going to fall to the wayside because otherwise it's just a whole bunch of words. Like, there has to be some type of substance, some type of growth or decline in the mindset of the character to give it a more reality approach, I guess you could say. But it's very important to develop your characters. You do not want your character to stay the same throughout the entire book. Just like in life, we cannot stay the same. We have to evolve at different points in our lives. So it should be the same with the characters that we write about.
right.
Okay, no problem.
So my next question is, how can I buy your books? Where can I buy your books?
You can buy them directly from me or on Amazon. So there is a bit of a situation. So I have 6 books in total. Of the 6 books, I only promote my independent project. Okay? So it's very disheartening when someone has never heard of me before and they want to read previous books after they've read Dreams and Nightmares, and I tell them no, don't buy those books. So they are still available on Amazon, but at some point, even those books will be purchased directly from me. But Dreams and Nightmares right now is available on Amazon. This is the cover here.
Ooh, nice.
It is available on Amazon. You can get the ebook form or paperback, or you can order an autographed paperback directly from me.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Do you have a website?
I don't as of yet. I'm working that out right now.
Okay. So this is where I finally give you the final word. If there's any advice you want to give, anything you want to say, anything that you want to do.
My advice to anyone thinking of coming into this literary industry, stay true to yourself. Do not follow trends. Write what speaks to your soul. Do not build yourself based off of what other people want you to be and what they want you to write. You will never be happy or satisfied. And they will never be happy or satisfied because they will keep trying to change you. So, be true to you. Create your own lane. Create your own style. If it moves your soul, do it. If it doesn't, leave it alone. Mind your business. Don't get involved in anybody else's situations, regardless if you're a part of their publishing house or if they're your friend. Stay in your own box.
I hope you enjoyed this segment as much as I did. I had fun interviewing her, and don't worry, this is not the last you'll see of her, this episode or future episodes. Check out her very own segment later in the show. Then when we return, I'll be back with Toney Rhymes.
Are we getting any closer, Mark?
Before his book, Murder by Execution, is released, get to know investigative reporter Mark Alexander in his first 2 books by author H.D. Campbell. Late Murder at 10. Find the murder of news anchor killed on the air. Start, the virtual killer. Track down a very dangerous cyber serial killer before the body count rises. Get both books at your favorite bookstore at Amazon.com and other online outlets. Also available on Kindle and Nook.
Check out Dysfunctional Beginnings by author Renee A. Taylor's Aunt Dolores, husband Eugene, betrays her. She finds out quite by accident that he's fallen in love with her sister, a sister incapable of reciprocating his affection. Of course, a divorce is inevitable. Instead of placing the blame for their breakup where it belongs, on her husband, she turns on her sister and hates the child she's carrying before it's conceived. That child happens to be Taylor. What happens next? You must read Dysfunctional Beginnings to find out. Check it out on Amazon or at www.naughtyandnicenovels.com and coming soon to your favorite bookstore.
Welcome back to the show. Personally, I'm working on a new book. It's the 3rd installment of the How to Lose a Black Woman series. Remember, we have How to Lose a Black Woman, in which Bruce Williams tries to find love. Then the second book, Geraldine, is about one of Bruce's friends, Geraldine, and her search for love. But I have Bruce Williams playing a minor character. But what I did, I basically left a cliffhanger for Bruce for the 3rd installment of the series, in which you really have to read Geraldine in order to know what I do with Bruce. Bruce, I really turned his world upside down in a lot of ways. You might not like me after you read that next book, or after you read Geraldine, but you'll love Geraldine. You may not like the direction I go with Bruce, but we'll see. Now, on with the show. Our next author, she's new to the game, but do not ever call her a new jack because she knows this game down well. Her name is Toney Rhymes. She's with Diamond Cut Productions, Here she is.
I always loved to write, even as a child. But, I don't know, in school, you had these stories you had to write. It was always interesting to put my own twist to it. So I started writing as a child, and then got to high school. The stories got more elaborate. And then once I got to be an adult, probably in my 20s, I went through some difficult life things. And that was when I sat down and I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And I started to put pen to paper.
Wonderful, wonderful. So how old were you when you first decided to get the writing bug?
When I actually really started focusing on my writing, I want to say I was probably around 26, 27.
Okay. Now tell me the transition you got from wanting to write to your first novel.
Oh, goodness. There was a process of over 10 years during that time frame. I started it. Like I said, I was going through some things at the time. I was beating cancer, breast cancer. And so, that was kind of an outlet for me. I went through a divorce. That was another outlet. I got remarried. I continued adding to this script as I was going along. Put it down again. My second husband passed, and I picked it back up as kind of an outlet. And then I sat it down, and I pretty much had an ending in mind, but I never put it to paper until, I want to say, probably about a year and a half ago.
Okay, I want to switch gears for a second. You just said you beat cancer. First, I want to congratulate you on beating cancer. And I know, like I say, God is always in the plan on that one. So, very much so, congratulations on that.
Thanks.
And also, congratulations on the marriage and everything. Like I say, God is real good. Well, see, look, you got a beautiful smile. Of course, you better have a husband. You got a beautiful smile.
Well, thank you.
That is no problem. Yes, I am flirting. The interviewer flirts sometimes. I apologize.
That's okay.
I'm married too, so don't feel bad.
Well, I totally understand.
Oh, yeah. So, my next question is, after all that, and you got your first, let me go back a little bit. Let me backtrack a little bit. Your first book. Give me the journey through that, through Diamond Cut Publications to your first book.
Well, the one of the CEOs of Diamond Cut, Jesse Sanders, King Diamond, as he's known, he and I have been friends for, oh my goodness, many moons. And we lost touch with each other. I want to say probably a few years, about 2-3 years back, and we reconnected through Facebook last year, and he was giving me an update on how things were going with him, and that he had just started with Diamond Cut Publications. He and Silent Storm or Tracy Knight, they had just started the company, and I told him, I said, well, I've got this manuscript that everybody keeps telling me to send off. I said, I don't know what to do with it. Just send it to me. And I said, okay. And then I said, no, never mind. And then he said, send it. So I sent it. And
see?
So, yeah, he picked it right up.
See? You stop arguing with people. That's the problem. You argue with people. See? Y'all gonna miss your blessing by arguing with people. Oh my God. I forget to warn you, in the office corner, I don't just interview people I actually like to hold down conversations. So to make you feel as if this isn't just a standard question answer. So if I get too silly, just let me know.
I like this. I'm a very conversational, outgoing person, so it works.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So now that you didn't argue with the man, and he said, just send it to me, you were forced to send it to him, then what happened?
I sent it to him, and 2 days later, he was sending me a contract saying, we need to publish it. So I was kind of thrown aback because it happened so fast. And 2 days later, I signed with Diamond Cut Publications, and I was blessed with my book being published and out 4 days before my birthday.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Nice early birthday present.
Cool. All right, two questions. First, when was the book published, and two, when is your birthday?
My book was published this past June 26th, and my birthday is June 30th.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So how does it feel now you're published author? What's changed for you?
Nothing. More work.
Yes, as an author, as a fellow author, I can tell you that, yes, more work.
It was just, it was a great privilege to actually hold my book in my hand for the first time. But then it was a realization saying, okay, the next one has to be even better. So then I went, okay, this is going to require a little more work from me. So that's why I say a little more work.
Okay. Well, my next question for you is, how much time do you actually take to write, doing within a day or a month or a week or what have you?
So I'm in the process of working on my second one. The one that we're speaking of, that was back in June, that came out in June. That actually is my first novel, published novel, and my debut novel. And so I had started the second one that I'm working on. I started it, I want to say probably back around March, and I'm hoping to have it finished by the end of January. So close to a year. It usually takes me close to a year.
Okay. Wonderful, wonderful. So, and that's between, in addition to family, jobs, or whatever?
Yes. It probably will be a lot quicker turnaround, but I have, as I said, I'm married, but I also have 8 beautiful kids, ranging in ages from 30 down to 19, so the last 2 babies are 19, so they keep me quite busy.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. That is just wonderful. So, my next question is, when you're not writing, what are you doing?
Everything is geared towards family, so we do a lot of family stuff. We do a lot of things with kids. If it's just going to the park with them and hanging out with them, sitting down watching some movies with some snacks and things that we come up with in the kitchen, it's really family oriented. We spend a lot of time with our family.
See, I love that. I actually just went to your Facebook page because I show people where they can contact you, and I see a lot of family on your cover page. That's awesome.
Oh yes, that picture is actually August of 2016, right before I had total knee replacement done, and we took most of the family to Busch Gardens, so it was nice. It was a little even extended. My uncle was there, my parents, that type of thing. So.
See, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So back to your writing, it just seemed I really love these interviews because you're so happy and everything is so good, and I'm just happy to be interviewed. Again, you just go down from the top smiling. I'm just sitting here eating all of it up. I love it.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's what you get.
That is not now. Personally, I'm not going to complain. I'm not complaining at all, and I don't think my viewers are going to complain either. So.
Okay.
So my next question is, what actually triggers or what inspires you to write?
It could be anything. It could be a conversation with my kids. It could be something I overheard out in the store. I mean, once an idea pops, I usually take a mental note of it. Sometimes I have to write it down just so that I don't forget it, but for the most part, usually it sticks with me. And then once I get to the computer, I start plugging it in, and then it just kind of starts to flow.
Okay. Wonderful. Good job. Because like I say, we all have like different triggers, and actually our triggers are kind of similar. I love that. I truly love that. So my next question with that being is, where do you find, I know you said the time you take, but where do you find the time?
Sometimes I just have to take it for myself. Sometimes I just have to tell my family, hey, I'm going to take an hour and a half, or I'm going to take 2 hours, and I'm going to be in here plugging on these keys, and I can't have any interruptions. And so then my husband kind of takes over, and if there's anything, important or whatever, they know that they can stop me at that point and ask, but usually my husband takes care of that, and that way I can kind of spend some time to really focus on my writing at that point in time.
Okay. Speaking of your husband, I need you just published a book. I know people are reading that book, and I know people. Look, I asked this question. Forgive this question, but what about your fan base, aka some stalkers? How's that working out for you?
You know what? I don't have any of those yet, so that's a blessing. That's a
Right.
blessing.
But you do have a fan base, hopefully. You do have a fan base. There's no stalkers yet. Good.
Right, no stalkers. Yeah,
So
we haven't had to tackle that yet.
wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So what do your fans think about you?
It's funny because a lot of our friends, when they heard, they were going, wait a minute, I know all of that published. So it's actually been nice because they've been connecting me to more fans just and they're reading it or just even having a copy and haven't even started it yet. Just somebody seeing it, somebody asking questions about it, they're putting it out there. So I'm kind of really happy.
So my next question is, if I really wanted to get to know you, if I really want to buy your books, how can I get in contact with you? Do you have a website? Do you have an Amazon page? How can I get in touch with you?
Most people can get in touch with me through Facebook, either by my name, Sonia Roberts, or also my page, Toney Rhymes page. I also have an author page, Toney Rhymes, that you can also reach out to me on. I'm on Twitter as well. Haven't reached out to Instagram, and my kids are trying to get me a little savvy onto getting an Instagram page and all of that stuff, but I haven't done that yet. So I'm working on it.
Right.
And then my book can be found on Amazon and on the Barnes & Noble website.
Okay. That's no problem. And so I can buy your books, get to know you, things like that.
Yes.
All right. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So my next question is, I know you said you're working on another one, but how many books do you have in your future that you know of?
I know of 3, which is the one that just came out. I'm working on one, and the one that I'm working on, there will be a sequel to it, so it will be a 2-part.
Okay. How do you feel? Well, I usually ask authors this all the time. How do you feel about the state of African American authors in general?
I feel that we're growing. I still feel that we have a good way to go. Part of that is how we brand ourselves, and making sure that in branding ourselves, we keep with whatever our branding is. We definitely want to stay on top. We don't want to bring any negativity to it because we are striving to build something. So I feel the more positive we can be, the better we can be as urban writers.
With that being said, who are some of your influences, personally?
Personally, my literary sister, Bonte Roche, she is, oh my goodness, her book is fantastic, and she's done some things that, I'm striving to do, so I definitely look up to her. I look up to Toney Wade. He's been in the game for a little while. Kai, his wife, I look up to her as well. And then, our CEOs are awesome themselves, and they have numerous books between the 2 of them, Silent Storm and King Diamond. So those are definitely ones that I look up to.
I just interviewed Tony and Kai last week, and they're awesome. They have been in the game. I've known them forever. And, yes, I am talking about them like a dog, but don't tell nobody. We'll keep this to ourselves, even though this is going to be on the air soon. But no, they're definitely good people. So yeah, so no, you're definitely in good company. So I meant to say it again.
They're a fantastic power couple.
Oh, they are, most definitely. I mean, that's why I've been calling the whole show Power Couple. I mean, you're gonna see some good things from you. In fact, you're in good company. You all gonna come up. Watch. I'm gonna watch you. I'm gonna try to get an interview with you. I'm gonna be too busy to interview for my show now. They be like, "What? Good Morning America trying to get me? I don't want to do your show."
I always remember, where I came from. So no.
Oh, I'm making fun. I know exactly. You're all good. So now for my final question, and this is where I normally give you the final word. If you have any advice, if you have any shout outs, if you have anything, the floor is yours.
Um, as a new author myself, I definitely would give the advice to people: don't stop pushing. You may feel like you hit a brick wall. Don't think that that's it. There are other means of getting around that wall, getting over that wall. If you got to dig a tunnel under the wall, there are other means of getting to that final destination of what you're trying to do. So don't stop just because you feel like run down. Definitely keep going, keep that momentum going, because it's hard. Nobody said it wasn't going to be hard. That's life in general. So, you don't stop life just because it gets hard. So same thing with us authors. We don't want to stop just because it got a little hard. We definitely want to keep pushing. Because I know that there's still a lot more fight left in me. And as I said, I've got my second book I'm working on and my third one in my head. And I believe last night I kind of come up with an idea maybe for a fourth one. So it's still going. And I definitely want to give a shout out to DKP Diamond Cut Publications, because if it wasn't for them giving me this start, I don't know where I'd be.
Well, I want to thank you. I appreciate you wanting to talk to us. Keep smiling and and keep writing. Told you that was a very powerful interview. In fact, from a new author with a very old soul in the game. In fact, look out for more from her and Diamond Cut Productions and future interviews here on this show. Next, for what I've been promising you this whole time, we got Arthur Levine in her very own segment.
I'm Toney Rhymes, and this is the Author's Corner.
Hi, this is Luna Charles. This is my third book, My Life, My Rules. A beautiful story about a woman who overcame so much only to face even more adversity and learning that she is about to be ripped apart from her family. Follow her through her trials and tribulations as she learns how to overcome adversity spiritually and find the deep strength inside all of us that we have, that we can claim from the universe to make our life the way we want. This is truly a moving book, award-winning, and I know you'll love it. Thank you.
book, Little Mama Needs Love Too. I don't have a copy of that on hand, but that book will also be totally revamped and re-released in 2018. The Sideline Host series will actually be one book instead of three, and there will be added content. So my sixth book is Dreams and Nightmares. This book is loosely based off of my relationship with my twin flame. That's available now on Amazon.com. And I have this collaboration with Angie Liddell, He Said, She Said. This is also available on Amazon.com. My eighth book is Selfish Intentions, which I don't have a copy on hand because I just sold it, but I can show you it on my banner. That's Selfish Intentions right there. And that is also available on Amazon.com. Again, my segment will be about all things literary. You can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Levon the Writer, LEVONNE Also on Instagram and on Twitter as Levon Writes, LEVONNEWRITES. And this is the segment of Arthur C with the writer Chick Levon.
I'll be back with a final thought after this.
And I am the writer Chick Levon, and thank you for joining me for another segment of Writer C.
Hi, this is Luna Charles. This is my third book, My Life, My Rules. A beautiful story about a woman who overcame so much only to face even more adversity and learning that she is about to be ripped apart from her family. Follow her through her trials and tribulations as she learns how to overcome adversity spiritually and find the deep strength inside all of us that we have, that we can claim from the universe to make our life the way we want. This is truly a moving book, award-winning, and I know you'll love it. Thank you.
Need editing services? Or perhaps you need ghostwriting or formatting done. HD Campbell Productions has what you need to fit your needs on your schedule. We also edit contracts, work documents, student papers, and more. We have the right price to fit all of your needs. For more information, please log on to www.hdcampbell3.com. After that, please call 314-265-9169 or contact me by email at hdcampbell3@msn.com. Let HD Campbell Productions fit your needs. And as always, let your writing fuel your spirit.
Bad intentions are deliberate. Is that a warning or a threat? No, it's a book by author Renee A. Beauty goes a long way and never seems to run out of road. Crave, a very gorgeous young lady, finds out that beauty does and doesn't matter when she's introduced to Blair, better known as Big Time B. After clubbing with her friend Gretchen, she and Blair end up having a one-night stand. He knows how to pleasure her treasure. What does that mean? Well, I guess you must buy Bad Intentions Are Deliberate by author Renee A. Buy it at Amazon or at www.naughtyandnicenovels.com and coming soon to your favorite bookstore.
I hope you enjoyed this segment of the Author's Corner. I'm sorry we're so late with technical issues and some computer issues and some timing issues. We had to be delayed a day. And I could have actually gotten it done Monday, but instead of rushing through, I'd rather give you the quality show that you're used to. A couple of announcements. Like I said, I have a new book coming out soon. I have clients with new books coming out soon. As you see by my phone dinging, which it should be off, the clients is also going to be having books coming out soon. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for some powerful interviews and stay tuned for a few on location interviews. Also, I am looking for some people who have books coming out around Christmas time and the beginning of the year. If you know of any, please have them inbox me at my HD Campbell page or my HD television page, and we'll get them on the air. Well, For now, this is another segment of the Author's Corner. Peace, hair grease, and as always, let your writing fuel your spirit. And God bless. I'll shave next time.